I am pretty much still riding my concert high. I just saw Santa, Maynard James Keenan's 60th birthday celebration, which was a Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus. I've never seen a Perfect Circle live, and they're one of my favorite bands, so that was so amazing. I definitely shed some tears, and my seats were incredible thanks to Billy Howardell. Thank you so much. I just had the best time. And we camped outside of the city, got to bed at like 2 a.m., and then drove back to a few hours back to where I live. And then I showed up, and now I'm sitting here. I need to analyze The Package and The Outsider. The Package was the first song they played. I just lost my shit. Okay, so I'm going to take this section by section. This intro is so delicate and tragic sounding. The sparseness of the arrangement, it's naked, and you have to listen hard. It requires your full focus. What I hear is first the sort of main guitar riff that Billy's playing. Da, 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 which goes through all sorts of tones and expressions throughout the song. So we'll figure that out. And then we hear just these very, what's the word I'm looking for the drums? I mean, it sounds like maybe hitting the rim of the drums, but that's not what I mean. The feeling is small. It's, it's not what it becomes. It becomes this huge, massive beast, the drum section, I mean. But it's really understated. It's not sounds you typically hear. So there's just something unusual already about this. And I also think that there's a sense of rhythmic displacement where you're just not completely sure where beat one is. There's no kick. There's really nothing to ground you in certainty. So it's very mysterious and it draws you in. Okay. Wait. I love that the timing feels rolling and strange. It's got something 3 against 2, or there's just something about it that's not squared off. So it has a flow to it. Da, 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 da. Second line that comes in. Well, let's listen to it. noticing something yet? Okay. One of those details that adds a lot. Billy's playing this. I think. Is Billy playing all the parts? I can't remember what happened live. I was too like, so there's these 3 notes that he plays. It starts here, then it goes up, and then it goes down. And then it just keeps looping these 3 notes. Slow, of course. But there's like 4 bars in a phrase. Something even. But each bar gets one of these notes. So after 3 bars, the pattern restarts. But the rest of the song doesn't restart the pattern. It has 4 bars. So I'll show you what I mean. There's a misalignment that happens that creates all this exquisite harmony. And it also makes it feel like these voices, these protagonists maybe in the song have a connection, but they're also like on their own path. There's something that's disconnected about them. So the first time it goes, so altogether they create this minor chord. And then you get this tension. And then that moment, oh man. It's some kind of suspension feeling. It's very open. It's sad. This note is such a good choice. Then, so it's like between the note we just heard, this note, and it's going to keep going back and forth. It creates a major chord. This has a Lydian sound to me. Tension. This note is always going to add tension. And then in the intro, it just goes, da. Now that the bass comes in, the drums, come in more fully, like the song starts. And he could have just started back over on this note. But no, he keeps going with it. And I think with music that's composed in an organic way, the bar lines are not, they're not the same kind of boundary that they are in like program music. It's so easy to write vocals that just go over the bar line, ideas that go over the phrases and things like that, because you're not looking at the numbers going by. You're not focused on sticking to the grid in the way that you would be in a DAW. I think it's just more we have a pulse, right? We have a pulse, we have a feel, and we're following that. And I think that's just so much more open-ended. So if you write program music, this is something to consider, like how to bring in more of that organic phrasing into your music. That is so gorgeous. I think you could just call this a 7th chord. Either way, there's this 7th, and that feels tense. It's tragic. Wow. I just love that harmony so much. Now this is a different minor chord. Now we're back. Ooh, now we get the suspension. It's It's just absolutely beautiful. So this whole, what I just played, it kind of sounds like it's in G sharp minor. It sounds like a minor key. But then the bass comes in. The bass really establishes for us that our key center is actually somewhere else. It's C sharp. The other thing I love about music that's composed more organically is that the opportunity for variation is just right there in your hands. When you're programming music, it's super easy to copy and paste. Let's be honest, we've all done it. When you're playing the instrument, you can just do these little note changes without even really thinking about it. There's a beautiful note change in here. So I'm going to play in octaves just to give the beefiness that this bass has using my piano, but we're going to go I'm going to play along with it. Listen to that space. See the note change? So the first time, so these are the same two notes. And that establishes us in the key center of C sharp minor really nicely, because this is the tonic and this is the third. There's the fifth. So this is one way to really point the ear towards where we feel grounded. And then this is another way, is to do flat seven. So it's the note below the tonal center in a minor key. You go, it's like an arrow pointing up. Na, na, support you. And then again. Second time though. Reverse direction. Da, da, instead of da, da. Love that. I don't think I've noticed that before. This now sounds like Dorian. Dorian is just like minor, but this one note is higher and it brings in all the light and the hope, which I think set against the darkness of minor makes things feel quite bittersweet. It hurts more, almost. That note. So nice. There's another layer that's in the guitar. Let's see. Starts on tension. This note has a bunch of names. You call it the second of the scale because 1, 2. You could call it the ninth of the scale because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is like how chord voicings would work. Like an add 9. Or you can think of it as the supertonic, the note right above the tonic. Either way, it has this in-between feeling. It's in between the stations of the scale. This one, and this one. It's right in between these. And it's really close to this one, half step away, the third. I love that it starts there because it adds pain. But these are all these layers, they're so delicate, right? And soft, and it's so nuanced. Less is more. So now that we have this, we have on top of all of that. So pretty. So I love that little moment. It goes, then it goes to a station. But before going back down, it goes, oh, at the very end of the phrase. So that this feels connected to this, like, and I, and this note is also an in-between note. It's between the third and the fifth. Our other planet, Jupiter. So I love how it leads us to another unstable in-between place. It's so gorgeous. The way these layers just interact, it's so intricate and gorgeous. All right, well, that's the intro, and that's the end of my video. I'm kidding. If you're still with me, then you are a true fan. Okay, so this is setting the stage for the vocal.
Clever got me this far, then tricky got me in. I am what I'm after.
Okay, I just have to say this about the production. Love the drums. Down, very syncopated. Still using that kind of rim, stick rim. I know it's not a rim shot, so I'm not sure what to call it, but kind of, it really does sound stick-like, almost sounds like you're beating sticks together. So it has, I think, a little bit of a primal feeling to it. Bra, 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 bra. And if you listen to the way the kick interacts with the snare, they have a really give and take relationship of oh, bra, oh, ra. There's always like a kick right before the snare. And the snares are not where they normally are. Every time anticipating the beat. Then you get Maynard's flow, which is usually quite syncopated as well. Note-wise, he's in that Dorian special range. This one. I'll do it this range. We gotta talk about that note. And I'm out the door. This is a area that I've noticed Maynard likes to sing in. Like it's in Judith as well. The fifth, flat 7, and the raised 6. It's that, again, that's that tender part of Dorian. He ends a lot of these melodies, not every time, on the 4th, which is not a place of station in the scale like we were talking about. It's also not like a major planetary body. It's sort of just in between. So I love that feeling. It's just not what you expect. But then when he sings and I'm out the door again at the end, he ends on the 5th. So take just what I came for. Take just what I came for. Yeah, and he goes down. Take just what I came for. And I'm out the door again. Right there. Instead of, I need another friend. Little details, but I love them. And also notice the way Maynard is singing very restrained, right? You can feel him. You can feel that there's something under the surface that he's not letting out, which he lets out later, right? But as Key of Jeeves once said, seething. Clever got me this far. He's singing pretty quiet. And tricky got me in. Sometimes it feels like he's like squeezing his words. Eye on what I'm after. Right after. That's what I mean. I know I'm exaggerating. I don't need another friend. Okay, and then so many moments in this song where you feel like something's about to happen, like the shoe's going to drop or the bass. Something is going to explode, right? Or you're going to get the payoff. And they just keep it from you over and over and over again. Here's a perfect moment where you feel like you might go into the chorus.
Just what I came for, that I'm out the door again.
Instead, they up the energy on the whole song just a little bit. The drums kind of turn up. Yeah, see? Because before it's just the click, click. And then he starts to hit the snares. Instead of hitting sticks, now it's do-do-do-do. So it just makes everything feel a little bit bigger. Tension. Something's growing. And Billy starts playing the 3-note pattern, the da, the da, and the da. Instead of just at the beginning, it was just ding or ding at the beginning of every bar. Now he's going ding, but just that note being more persistent, that adds just enough that it feels bigger. All of those things adding up. Bass hasn't changed, right?
Peripheral on the package.
Reverb,
Don't
delay.
care to settle in. Time to feed the monster. I don't need another friend. Comfort is a mystery, crawling out of my own skin. Just give me what I came for, and I'm out the door again.
Love the reiteration of that line from before. Just give me what I came for, then I'm out the door again, right? Very one-track mind. You can tell he's singing with a little bit more tension in his voice, a little bit louder, just like the song, right? Now we finally get a chorus. Lie to get what I came for. Lie to get just what I need. Lie to get what I crave. Lie and smile to get what's mine.
Lie to get what I came for. Lie to get just what I need. Lie to get what I crave. Lie and smile to get what's mine.
So for the chorus, you'll notice that the riff comes back. The
Lie to get what I came for. Lie to get just what I need. Lie to get what I crave. Lie and smile to get what's mine.
Okay, so the vocals, this chorus is so great. The jump in his voice is really a standout. Lie. Every time it's a perfect fifth. This is a pretty big jump for the voice. Lie. And he goes into his either falsetto or head voice, however, I'm not sure which one is which with a man, but he's in his chest voice, lie, and then he goes, e, but he has to connect the note. So lie, lie. It's not super easy. I'm not doing a very good job of it, but when he does lie, and he really, I feel like he gives so much more to that e than I'm willing to do. I'm like scared. But it feels desperate. Something about it. You know, instead of just lie, she could have done, but lie, I don't know. Feels more emotional, reaching up to grab that note every time. Lie, every single time. Lie to get what I came for. Ending on this tense note. Lie to get just what I need. Now we have stability. Lie to get what I crave. Tension. Lie and smile to get what's mine. Of course, I'm just playing the C sharp just to ground us, but the bass is doing the whole thing. So again, though, except for this big jump, this is in that same Dorian bittersweet spot. The da 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 da. And you're such an inspiration for the way that I. So da, 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 da. I love that he leaves you on that tense seventh, and then second time, what's mine? Then after that, it feels like the song has definitely built up to a new level and that it could get hard, right? But anticlimax. And listen to the guitars. There's some new. Hear that dissonant note before? I mean, I must have, but it's never jumped out at me like that. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I was going to say, now Billy's voicings are lower. Josh Freese, the drummer, he starts hitting the hi-hat foot pedal. So he's giving us a little bit of a subdivision, which he wasn't giving us before. But also feels like the drums went down a notch. He's just playing it a lot quieter. Okay, wait. Dun. Wow. So that's the flat 2. It's the heavy Phrygian sound. There's that feeling of like, we're not getting anywhere, right? Like you thought you were making progress, and then you're just back to square one. Stuck.
I'll take just what I came for, then I'm out the door again.
Out door again. Didn't even give us the satisfaction of again, which has almost like a hopeful, uplifting sound.
What I came for.
Bass now has some grit. It's got distortion. Just more distortion. Okay, and this line that's going da, 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 I think maybe now it's a little different, but it's now being played in octaves, which again, like I said, makes things feel hollow and lonely, I think, a lot of the time. In this context, I guess. Maybe not down here. That just sounds badass. But everything's pulsing. Oh. Ah, okay, so he took this, which used to be up high, delicate, fragile. Now it's in octaves in this range. how he changes right before.
Lie and smile and get what's mine. Come next to me. Take what's
Okay. So now things have exploded, right? The payoff has arrived. But before that, they still don't give you the full thing because they go, that. So the drums, the bass, the guitar, these thick, rich, menacing power chords, this Phrygian sound, the darkest sound of all, the right? And you feel like it's okay, now we're going. But instead, drums drop out and the bass drops out, which just feels like our foundation. And it's just Maynard and Billy, right? It's just the
come next to me.
before the fill, right? So that feels, and they do that twice before the beat and the drums and the power chords stay and provide that momentum, which feels like such a relief in some ways. So this da-na-na-na, and him singing screaming, give this to me, all that syncopation and fluidity and, you know, it's gone. It's just like his true feelings, right? The protagonist in this song. He's been trying to get what he needs without just demanding it, right? Trying to manipulate, trying all the ways. And now he's out of options. And it's just, give this to me. It's mine, right? So primal, so desperate in a completely different way. He can't contain it anymore. Can't pretend, right? So I love how the rhythm then starts to reflect that. It's just so like, ja, 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 ja. The song is in 4/4, except for what's going on in this section. This part, this ja, 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 has a 6/8 feel. 4. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so there's the bum 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 bum, which feels like 1, 2, 3, 1, and that starts a new phrase of 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's that elongated phrase, I think, just completely throws you. You start to get into a groove, especially when the drums fully come in. You're just like, right? But then, and then there's an extra beat. And since the song's slow, that extra beat's a long time and it's filled with drums. So okay, let's look at Billy's line here. This dun dun dun. I always thought that sounded almost like vocal. You know, like you could put words to that so easily. I don't know what he would say. Dun dun dun. Oh yeah, also now this has a major third. Sorry. That's what I meant to do.
Take what's mine.
I love that. This variation. So it goes, dun, 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 dun. And this is the holy part of the scale. This half step. Amen. It's quite dramatic actually. I don't think I added the extra beat like I should have. Another note change, too, actually. So this last time he goes, sorry, I meant to play that and I sang the wrong one. Last time he went, this time he goes, okay, I'm going to play along with it correctly. Oh, I love that it leaves you on the I don't know, it just feels symbolic for something, that little riff. Like that's what he wants, maybe. Let's have it. Oh, the guitar. Oh yeah, and then so you guitarists, you could tell me what's going on during that. There's some articulation on the guitar between the on those like kind of those offbeats, and it sounds like there's harmonics. So and there's like one harmonic that sticks out, which is dun 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 dun. That one. Sometimes this one. These two. That's cool. That's very, very cool. I love that sound. It's so it punches you. And also very syncopated. Okay, could we just talk about the drums? Because when this happened live, the moment that I shed a tear was when I heard these fills. I'm trying to remember the exact one. It might have been the triplets one, where it goes, yeah, because he played them exactly how they are on the record. And I was just like, oh my God. All right. The snares are on now, and they are thwacky. They are just cutting. They're so good. This one has that rumble sort of, and then this. Same kind of. I love that one. So this is such a great fill to do on this one bar of 4, basically, because it sounds so 4/4. Right? It doesn't have the, the rippling, rolling sound of triplets or 3 or anything. It's just so militant, and it just feels like a weapon. I think is he hitting the snare on the 1? The triplets. And then the triplets is like the counterpart to that daga 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 daga, and they're just so, he's like I love it. Yeah, he is. He's hitting the snare on one, so that also feels like a punch in the gut. It's not being used as like a rhythmic, like a groove accent. It's more like a beat accent. It's just like boom, boom, right? Because there is a huge emphasis on that beat. Maynard's going mine, right? So he's just hitting the snare with it. Okay. Now these are some kind of super fast triplet that he's doing with, I don't know, triplets. Fast though. So good. It's so satisfying. It makes that emphasis on the one even more terrifying. It's just it's just the kick, right? It's just the kick doing that. He's doing the double kicks. Oh, man, he's so good. All right, now, so this moment, you don't know. I mean, unless you've heard the song before, you don't know what's going to happen next because it feels like it could just go back down to the beginning. That like restrained, level. Anything could happen, but instead. This part is, so it feels again like a release because this line, is now being played with a completely different tone, a tone that feels almost like guitar screamy, And I don't know what Billy's doing, but it almost feels like I can hear the previous note ringing out when he plays the next one. Like if I had this like I can hear those tones overlapping. And so with whatever effect he's got on it and distortion, the interaction of these intervals creates like a texture that you can feel. This one is going to feel more than the others. See? It's just so like visceral. And then the bass now is being shored up by the rhythm guitar, I'm guessing. But it feels like now that riff is even bigger than it was before. And it feels like it has dominated the song in a way where it's not just a bass line anymore. It's like a whole riff. I mean, you probably always felt like it was a riff. But I guess now, I mean, like it has way more protagonism. And there's two parts now. There's a da-na-na-na-na and the da-na-da. They just both feel like they're on equal footing, and they both feel painful and menacing in their own way. Drums are incredible because Josh is hitting the snares on and not where it usually is. It feels like a misleading accent. It's big cymbals, just everything's huge. Oh, did you hear that? He goes, so one of the many reasons I think Josh is such an incredible drummer is that he's listening to all the instruments, I think, and playing off of them, because during the mine, you can hear, if you listen to his kick, it lines up with the choo-choo, choo-choo, with the harmonics. Let's listen. Right. See didn't need to do that. It's just, but it emphasizes everything. It ties the band together. So he's doing it again here. There's this huge accent on the dun, dun, and it's on an offbeat, but he accents it with his cymbal crash, I believe. Here, I'll point it out again. Ready? So great. Again. Wait. So I just noticed in this chorus, so this is the biggest chorus we've heard, right? And maintains the energy level that we just were hearing of the na, na. That line drops out, and Billy, I think, goes back to the these three notes, but they also sound bigger. I think another reason why I love this 3-note melody is it feels lost. It just never feels like it's in the place it's supposed to be because of its like out of syncness with the rest of the song, you know, and the tensions and releases it creates also feel just so happenstance. I don't know. Once I consciously heard that line, now it's like so important to the song, in my experience, I guess. So I just, this is also, I think, just a masterclass on good arranging. This idea has gone through so many different expressions, like I said, playing it with a different tone, playing it in different intensities. This has also gone through different expressions, playing it in different octaves, voicing it, or voicing in octaves, playing it octaves lower. And then the bass, or the da-na-na, is also been given emphasis with more instruments playing it. And one of the things that's cool, I think, about good arranging is usually a line can get passed around to different instruments in the song. So don't be afraid to do that. You know, give the spotlight and also the main idea to something else in the song. You know, if you have a song with vocals, maybe you give the vocal melody to another instrument for a little while. I don't know. You can even do that. So yeah, this is epic, and then it leads into our last big hurrah. Not holding back at all this time, right? Got it. When he played that fill, my friend Sam and I both just went, ah! We were talking about it in the car. So he's playing the the drums that are not on the floor, whatever. I mean, except the floor tom, whatever. He's playing the snares and the toms with 2 sticks, probably a slight flam, and he's alternating each of those hits as he goes down the kit with the kick. So chick, chicka, 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 chicka. And so you could think of the chicka as like a duple. It's like a little 2-note thing. And he's overlaid that over this 6/8. So 1, 2, 3, checka, 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 checka. It's got this very cool meshing of rhythms. And then I also just think that pattern of chicka, chicka, chicka feels like physically so big and natural. That's a weird way to put it, but this like that alternation just feels like when you hit this one and you release this one, you're hitting that one. There's this like give and take kind of feeling. And then of course the way he's doing it of chicka, 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 all the way down makes it feel massive. So it's got a polyrhythmic feeling on top of just being like a really great type of fill. Another moment where it's like, what's on the other side of this? Because it could get big again. It's almost scary in a good way. But then it's just the beast, right? It's mine. Just give this to me. Retreats. And it's just, oh man, so well done. This song is so perfect, guys. We're back where we started. I mean, this is the part right before he starts singing the first verse. Except that note is a little out of tune, and I freaking love that. He bends the string a little, I think. No, it's like a quarter tone up. That's so good. But yeah, that feeling like it's always going to be like this. There's no hope. And in this case, I feel like the fade out is really good. That accent on the bell. Because it feels like he's slowly backing away, retreating. Listen to these note changes. Those chords are so exquisite, I can hardly contain myself. Wow. That was amazing. I know that sometimes finding out how something works can destroy the magic, but for me, at least with music in this way, it doesn't. It just... Oh no, I'm going to cry. It just makes it just adds more. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to record The Outsider. So if you're watching this, that means that I'm going to be posting The Outsider video probably soon. And thank you. If you like this video, if you love the band, go see them. If you want to support me in what I do, I am supported mostly by Patreon, and I also teach private lessons. I got a little wait list. Thank you to my patrons, my lifeblood. They're awesome. Until next time, go see the show. Bye.